Hello, my name is Imahn Pholi. I am a first year costume student at NIDA and this will be my portfolio. So we started with my application garment in my portfolio, which we had to have a jacket with a collar and inset sleeve. There were a few patterns that we could have used on the application information, but there was also the option to use a commercial pattern, which I already had this one and was looking to make it at home anyway. So we then just went through and had a little bit of information on the construction of it, showing photos of the inside because these guys aren't going to pull it apart to look at your construction, thank goodness. I got buttons done externally and then had them on, and just a few process photos. And I took inspiration from the horse riding aspect of my life and having the riding coat with the back that would sit over a saddle. It's of course got the lapel and collar, which we need for the application, as well as the inset sleeves. They were funky and a lot of fun to put in. One I had to redo about 3 times. Lots of pins, lots of hand sewing before I finally got what I wanted. And then I put all the decorative little bit on just to make it cohesive and pull it all together. Just as a decorative little tie to everything. And then I made the lining the fancy part. So I definitely love my simple, clean look, but definitely one for a bit of flair and a bit of colour. And then of course at the back was a sectioned panel and that ran into the peplum. The pattern didn't give me a lining, so I had to create my own peplum lining, which was a bit of a learning curve as a first pattern making experience. I was quite particular about all of it, and we also had to stitch down the back a little bit just so it didn't flare immediately from the waist and just give that little bit more shaping and nice fit. Then I had some other supporting things like my HSC garment, which I did natural dyeing and trying to use as many natural fibres and materials as possible. And again, just going through the process of that. Then I went to one of my Year 10 projects, which was a lovely corset and then lots of layered skirts. That was just a lot of fun and difficult process. Velvet was not my forte. Then after high school, I went to TAFE in Wollongbar. I am from Ballina, and we did a lot of dance wear and stretch materials. I then took that and extended it into a dress that I made for my cousin's wedding. That was a lot of fun. And then we also did the corsetry, which I'm looking forward to next year in the course. We also did an Elizabethan jacket and ensemble that had a character piece set to it, and we had to make a character, develop the character, and then create the costume for them. So my character, I've obviously loved jackets. I love horse riding. I've used riding jackets as, I guess, my stimulus for both of these. Having something that would sit over a saddle, and this dress has the hitch at the side so that when they would be sitting over a side saddle, that it would fall lovely around the horse and be practical as well. Having that gap year, I guess, between school and here definitely helped build skills and a bit more confidence in my sewing abilities. Made my portfolio bigger, made me more confident in presenting it and just saying, yes, I've done this, yes, I can do that. Just showing like a broad range, like the bias cut and then the corsetry and then velvet and again a bodice. Literally everything, just a little bit of different skills. As broad as you can to show that yes, you can appreciate learning and want to broaden your skills, broaden your knowledge of the entire costume industry, I suppose. You're not being judged on how much money you put into this. It's about the construction, but it's just showing that you're proud of it. I picked those fabrics because I knew that I wanted a garment that I could possibly use afterwards. Regardless of if I got in or not, I would have something that I was proud of and could say, yes, I made this. And I'll go show that off to anyone. Before I came to NIDA, I used to ride horses a lot and I used to do a lot of art. They're still very much passions, but I don't have the time for them here. But just show yourself. Show everything that you love. Just be passionate and be proud of whatever you're submitting. Don't second guess yourself. You've done the best you can at that point in time. It doesn't have to be perfect. This place is about learning, about growing, and it's about pushing you to try your best myself and my class, we all kind of looked at each other thinking, oh my goodness, we are here. I didn't think that I would get in, but I'm here, I'm going to make the most of it.